Hello and welcome to Ryde on the Isle of Wight. Today I'll be taking a ride on the Island Line from Ryde to Shanklin. What makes the Island Line so different is that it uses old London Underground tube stock. These trains are from the 1930s. Let's take a look at the island route map. Ryde Pierhead is your first stop, which is where the catamaran goes for the mainland. Ryde Esplanade is where you can change for the hovercraft back to the mainland. Ryde St John's, which is where you can change for the town centre of Ryde. The train then heads out into the countryside, and the next stop would be Smallbrook Junction, but only stops there if the steam railway is running. We then head to Brading, which is where you can change for the historic town, and there's a heritage centre there. Sandown, Lake, and then finally Shanklin at the very end of the line, which is where you can then get a bus onwards to other parts of the island. As we leave Ryde Esplanade, be sure to look out the opposite side of the train. As they say, there's no bother on a hover. This tunnel is the reason why tube trains run on the island. It's very low and very narrow. Before long we arrive at Ryde St John's Road, which is where the maintenance facility is for the Island Line tube stock. Sadly, these old trains won't go on forever, and there are already plans to replace them with slightly newer London Underground trains from the 1970s. Good to see that these trains are fully wheelchair accessible. There is a ramp which can be deployed by the conductor which links the train to the platform, making it really easy to board. It is up to the conductor on these trains to release and close the doors using these vintage buttons. LT is a real clue to the train's previous life as an underground train. LT stands for London Transport. We've now arrived at Brading. Push the button and the door should open. Well, should being the optimum word here. I would certainly recommend getting off the train at Sandown and having a visit to the cafe. The food is freshly prepared and it's really good value for money. Although the interior has been slightly modernised, I do love the wood-stained and varnished window frames. We make a very brief stop at Lake, the penultimate station on the route. The ride quality on these trains is pretty terrible, and because the rails are divided up into 30-foot sections, every time the train goes over a bump you get thrown out of your seat. Well, not quite, but as you can see here, I'm really struggling to keep the camera fairly steady. I'm not doing a very good job at this. This is Shanklin, and it's the end of the line. Buses depart from the front of the station where you can carry on to places like Ventnor and the Needles. A sneaky peek through an open window into the cab shows the incredibly basic controls. And if you're a Network Southeast fanatic, you'll notice the maquette on the driver's seat. We don't stick around here. We catch the same train and head straight back to Ryde, where we're going to find a Wetherspoons for a spot of lunch. I mean, those halloumi fries won't eat themselves. Sit back and relax and enjoy the sights and sounds of these vintage 1930s tube trains, as they won't be around forever. If you get the chance and you're travelling to the Isle of Wight, I really would recommend the hovercraft. It's a great, exciting way to get from the mainland to the island. We've now arrived at Ryde Esplanade, which is where our journey ends. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and please do give it a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and there will be more videos coming soon. Don't forget you can also follow me on Instagram.